Hello, I'm Shelley Horner, a marriage and family therapist with Pt.5. Today I'm going to be talking about how to know if you are ready for marriage.
I was looking in your eyes when I said I had my dreams, and they wouldn't mean anything without you.
Now, let's talk about how you handle conflict. Because guess what? There's always going to be conflict in any relationship, and especially in this particular relationship. Marriage, a long-lasting marriage, is it easy? I wouldn't think so. I think most of us would say it's an ongoing challenge. It's a continual decision and a devotion to love. And are you going to be able to deal with this when you're in conflict with the other? Are you just going to shut off and withdraw? Are you going to get angry and try and pound your point across and try and just get angry and rageful so that they'll take your point of view? Do these strategies work in relationships? You know the answer. Okay, so what I want to encourage you to do is think about being what I call assertive in your communication so that you're neither passive nor aggressive. Remember, I talked about this earlier. Most people are either passive in their communication, don't say anything, and then all of a sudden they explode into an aggressive style. Or some people are just naturally aggressive all the time. Okay, those might be the people we call have a, quote, anger management problem. Okay, so how does your fiance handle conflict? How does he express him or herself when something is not okay? Okay, have you found ways to accept that there will be conflict and agree on ways to handle them fairly? If one of you is aggressive and the other one passive, well, that might work for some time, but eventually the resentment and anger will build up. I statements, what I'm going to teach you are I statements are the foundation for assertive communication. So let's take a moment and talk about this. Many of you might already know this, but this is an essential understanding for communication. Most of the time, we've not used assertive communication. We're not really taught this. So let me be your teacher and really help you to understand how to communicate. When we have a conflict, if we don't express it, that is not good. And if we express it incorrectly, that's not good either. We want the other to listen to us so that then we can maybe move on and make things better, correct? So assertive communication produces tension. When you use assertive communication, you will definitely bring in the tension level. And a lot of people are afraid of that. They're like, I don't want to rock the boat. Oh no. Well, maybe that's how you grew up. Nobody rocked the boat because it was way too scary to talk about stuff. But I would recommend that this is such an essential ingredient to good communication with your spouse. So let's talk about how to do that. How do we do that? We breathe and relax. We remember to stay calm, and we use words that are not going to put the person on the defense. So I want you to say something like, I feel upset when you walk away while I'm trying to talk to you. Please sit down and let me finish my sentence. Okay? So what you want to do is think of it as a 3-part sentence. So the first part is, I feel, and then you fill that next word, one word, in with an emotional state. It could be, I feel sad, I feel hurt, I feel disappointed, I feel mad. Well, if you're mad, by the way, I'd recommend you breathe and relax and wait until you're not so mad. Because if you're mad, the other person's just going to sense your anger and they're going to react with anger. Because anger is a defense. Anger is the defense and the shield for feeling sad. So, or afraid. So remember, it's I feel sad or I feel upset when you, and then that's the specific behavior that the person's doing. Okay, don't label the behavior in a demeaning way, but say something like, when you don't look at me as I was speaking to you. And then the third part is the positive request. So make a positive request like, what I'd like for you to do is sit down and listen while I finish my sentence. Okay? And when you get good at this, when you too get good at using I statements, you don't always have to do all 3 parts. Maybe you could just do one part. Or maybe you could just make the end part, the positive request, and say, what I'd really like for you to do right now is sit down and listen. Okay, so that would be nice. Or sometimes maybe when we're hurt, we just go, ouch. And the other person goes, oh. And you know what? That's the healing. That's the way to get through the conflict, is that you both know and you respect each other in your feelings. Okay? So I want you to think about all those things about the I statement versus a you statement. A you statement is a blaming of the other. You're so stupid. You did this to me. You make me angry. So remember, we want to learn I statements. Thank you for watching How to Know If You're Ready for Marriage. I'm Shelley Horner, marriage family therapist with Professorate.com.